Till a few centuries ago, the earth was believed to be the center of the universe. As masters of the earth, human beings expected to receive messages from the Creator. In such a setting, it was natural to believe in astrology. In course of time, the earth was dislodged from its central position and the universe became more complex. But astronomy could not jettison the cultural and historical baggage of astrology. India is an example of how astronomy and astrology have been seen as an undifferentiated single entity. India is an ancient country with unbroken tradition in culture. Notions formed in ancient times were assimilated into the culture. Even when astronomy advanced, these notions were not abandoned, but retained in an amended form. For some time after the Second World War, it appeared that spread of education was weakening the hold of unscientific and extra-scientific beliefs. But the trend has reversed with the onset of globalization era. Not only has the pseudo-science of astrology bounced back, there has in addition been creation of pseudo-astrology, eclipses. In ancient times, when the cause of eclipses was not known, they were considered the handiwork of demons. When mathematical theory of eclipses was given, cause of eclipse was understood and eclipses could be predicted. Demons, however, were not dispensed with. They now became mathematically amenable and came by appointment. The effect of an eclipse, predicted or not, was invariably bad, but it was general on royalty, kingdom, agriculture, pregnant women, etc. But in this era of individualism, a person wants an eclipse to affect him differently than his rival in the office. Obligingly, astrologers have now related eclipses to zodiacal signs of their clients. An eclipse can be safely observed during the short period of totality. Most of the time, however, eclipse is partial. Under normal circumstances, because of sun's glare, one cannot stare at it. Eclipse diminishes the glare, which, however, is still strong enough to damage the retina. For this and other reasons, eclipses were forbidden to be seen. In recent times, a scientific explanation, a so-called scientific explanation, has been given for this ban. It has been declared that during eclipse, the sun emits harmful radiation. In public outreach programs, astronomers are often asked if this was indeed the case. After trial and error, I hit upon an effective reply. The sun does not know it's being eclipsed. Even if it wished to emit harmful radiation, it will not know when to switch on. I have often noticed that laypersons engage in conversation with professional scientists to find confirmation for their beliefs. If such a confirmation is not forthcoming, they lose interest in the conversation. I once received a phone call asking for details of an eclipse visible in Chile. The caller was not planning to observe it. He was interested in propitiating it. People are willing to listen to astronomers on galaxies, cosmology, and black holes, but not on the astrological universe. Saturn. In the globalization era, a large number of shopping malls and multiplex cinema halls have been opened. It is not so well known that India has also seen a rise in the number of temples dedicated to Saturn. Saturn being the outermost geocentric naked eye planet, has been considered to be malefic and therefore deserving of worship. At a public lecture, I was once asked by a young man about the influence of Saturn. I told him, in our time, most jobs were in the government sector. People knew that once they were confirmed in their appointment, Saturn could not do them any harm. There was thus no need to worship Saturn. Now, most of the jobs are in the private sector without any security. Saturn now is being identified with the manager in whose hands your future is. Mars. Mars defect is said to occur when Mars is unfavorably placed at the time of birth. It's a widely held belief that a young woman with Mars defect in her horoscope should marry a similarly defective partner, otherwise she would become a widow. To neutralize the defect, the girl is first married to a tree or to a clay pot, which then is smashed. The couple can now safely undergo a regular wedding. Astrologers have now started talking of marital disharmony and divorce, in addition to the possibility of widowhood. They also talk of need for personality matching in addition to horoscope matching. Astrologers are not bound by any particular ancient text. Their importance in society and their own prosperity depends on their success in arranging celestial support for their clients' terrestrial actions and aspirations. Keeping in mind the requirements of the time and the demands of the clientele, astrologers suggest remedial measures. The old astrological framework is constantly modified to accommodate new concerns, but is not abundant. If astrologers had remained a rigid lot, astrology would have died. High technology has produced what I would like to call the moronification of society. Smaller and smaller number of people are using their brain power more and more, so that the vast majority of people do not have to use their brain at all. As the dependence on gadgetry has increased, the respect for science has declined. India's globalization era growth rate has been achieved by servicing Western economy. As if to compensate for the cultural and economic dependence on the West, astrological practices are being projected as representing our ancient tradition. Earlier, when television was owned by the state, there were attempts to spread awareness about science and its methodology. But now there is a competition among private TV channels to peddle pseudo knowledge by bringing in suitably attired astrologers. Striking modern visuals accompany the narrative to add legitimacy to the astrological analysis and the remedies suggested. Astronomical outrage in nations like India, which carry memories of past accomplishments, must take cultural complexities into account. Thank you very much.